Today, I give you my top 17 fragrances from my favorite niche brand, and that is Xerjoff. And surprisingly, what comes at number 1 might shock you. Xerjoff is the niche brand that's known for luxury fragrances, and they're also known for nice, luxurious packages. So today, I'm going to give you my top 17 from the house. Now, coming in at number 17 is a fragrance that I don't know if a lot of you are familiar with. Oud fragrances first came to the scene, and some companies was kind of like trying to make their own oud. And this fragrance kind of remind me of that. Instead of them calling it an oud fragrance, they say it's a gunpowder note. But if you look at it and smell it, it smells just like the earlier oud fragrances. So to me, this smells just like a mistake. So coming in at number 17, I rank this probably a 7, and that fragrance is the Done. When this first opened up, you're going to get that gunpowder note. In my opinion, it's just an oud gone bad. And you're going to get some sweetness from the molasses. It's a good scent, but compared to the rest, it falls way to the bottom. Some of you might like it, but to me, it's just an average scent. But the gunpowder at the beginning, sweetness from the molasses. Now this fragrance is spicy, woody, and sweet. And that's coming in at the number 17 spot, the Done. Now at number 16, this is fragrance that's not talked about a lot. It's a very underrated fragrance, and that fragrance is Zafiro. I rank this probably a 7.5 out of 10. Now at the top of this, you're gonna get some cinnamon. Then it transitions into the heart where you pick up on some frankincense and honey. The base consists of a lot of incense, some sweetness from that honey. Now this scent is smoky, very resinous, it's spicy, and a little sweet. A very underrated fragrance that a lot of people don't talk about, but it's one, if you find it at the right price, you should add to your collection. Very unique, kind of a freshy incense kind of vibe. One I think you will enjoy, and that is Zafiro, coming at number 16. Now at number 15, we have Decus. Now this is a very refreshing fragrance. At the top, you're gonna get this blood orange, along with some tobacco and tuberose. In the heart, there are papanak. Keep it from being overly sweet, just enough balance. And you get benzoin and vanilla. Then the transition to the base, that's when you get a little bit more of that sweetness. Now the vanilla note in this is a bourbon vanilla, so it makes it kind of boozy. So this fragrance is boozy, it's fruity, and it's sweet. One I think you will enjoy, Decus. Coming in at number 14 is a fragrance that is very underrated, and the ratings are very low on it. But once you get past that top of the fragrance, it becomes a very lovely fragrance, and that fragrance is Luxor. Now, when you first spray this, you're gonna get that challenging oud, but that lasts probably about 15 minutes. Then in the heart, you get some of that patchouli that makes it a little earthy. You're gonna pick up on some cardamom that's very green, very nice, elegant fragrance. If you get past that opening, I think you will enjoy it, and that's Luxor. Coming in next is another fragrance that's not even talked about, and that fragrance is 400. At the opening, you're gonna pick up on a lot of honey, a lot of orange. Then it goes into the heart where you pick up on some tobacco. And then you get a blood orange, kind of like a bitter orange. Then in the base, you're left with vanilla. Now this fragrance is sweet, it's spicy, and it's floral, 400. Coming up next is a fragrance that everyone talk about, but to me, it's not even the best one from this particular lineup. And that is Golden Dollar from the Coffee Break collection. Now in the opening, this is not your traditional coffee fragrance. This smells more like you pick up on some coffee beans. So it's very like a dry coffee. Then in the heart, you pick up on more of that frankincense. And then the base is followed by tonka and oud. Now this is spicy, woody, with a little bit of sweetness added to the touch. One I think you would like, Golden Dollar. Coming up next, another fragrance that no one talk about, and that's from the Oud Star collection, and that fragrance is Fars. When you first spray this, you're gonna get a nice, elegant lavender. Then you get a spicy geranium that's almost like a spicy rose. Then in the base, it trans over to amber and oud. Although these have a lot of masculine notes in it, I think a woman could pull it off. A very nice, elegant scent that's, in my opinion, is very underrated, and that is Fars. Now I lost my count, but we're gonna keep going. I'm just naming them in order. Coming up next is a lot of people's favorite. To me, it kind of leans a little bit feminine, but a man could pull it off, and that fragrance is Lyra. At the opening, you're gonna get blood orange and a tad bit of lavender. The heart consists of cinnamon and jasmine, what I mostly pick up. Now the base transition over to caramel, musk, and vanilla. Just imagine a lemon pound cake with icing on top with some cinnamon added in to provide some spices. That's exactly what you get with Lyra. Now this is a sweet, citrus, creamy gourmand that if you like gourmand fragrances, you like lemon fragrances. If you like dessert fragrances, more like a lemon cake, then it's one I think you will enjoy, and that's Lyra. Now up next is probably my favorite from the coffee collection, and this provides the perfect balance of green, spicy, and that fragrance is Golden Green from the Coffee Break collection. Now this fragrance open up with juniper berry, and you're gonna get this very green cardamom along with nutmeg. Then it transitions to the heart where you pick up on vetiver, you pick up on cedar, earthy, makes it green. Then in the base you get coffee beans. Now from the ones that I own, the Coffee Break collection is not your traditional coffee fragrances. You get more of the beans instead of like the coffee powder. Now this is spicy, green, woody, and it's also smoky. That is Golden Green. Coming up next is a very nice gourmand fragrance, and that is Tony Iommi Monkey Special. It's a weird name to name a fragrance, but if you look behind the background, you'll understand why. Now when you first spray this, you pick up on some passion fruit, you pick up on rum that makes it very boozy. You transition to the heart where you pick up on leather, cedar, and patchouli that makes it very earthy. Then in the base, you get that tonka, lactamum that makes it very smoky. You get vanilla that adds some sweetness. When I first got this, I was kind of underwhelmed, but once I started wearing it, it moved up the rank. Now this is a fragrance that's sweet, a leather, a boozy gourmand. It's not the typical gourmand, wherein this adds some woody notes, some rum notes. I think you will enjoy. That's Tony Iommi. Coming up next is a fragrance that I kind of wanted because I needed something that gave me that silver mountain water feel. I didn't want the regular Mephisto, so I decided to get the Mephisto Gentle Uomo, and I'm glad I did. At the top of this, you're gonna get citruses that consist of lemon and grapefruit. Then the transition to the heart where the violet comes in, that makes it a little different from the silver mountain water and other fragrances of the like. Then it followed up in the base with cedarwood and musk. Now this is a fresh, citrusy, floral, aquatic that I really enjoy, especially for the summer heat in the springtime, and that's Mephisto Gentle Uomo. Up next, we're getting close to breaking that top 5, and this barely made it out the top 5. And this coming in at the number 6 spot, and you want to talk about a cardamom that's probably one of the best cardamoms out there that you're ever gonna smell. It smells so rich, has that buttery note, and that is Starlight. Now the opening consists of cardamom, cinnamon, and clove that adds the spice. Then in the base, that's when a lot of that amber comes through. Now this is a spicy, sweet, creamy gourmand, very buttery, very rich. If you like rich fragrances, you like cardamom, this is one I think you will love, and that is Starlight. Now up next, you want to talk about an elegant fragrance that's only made for like formal wear, going out to dinner dates, to nice occasions, and that fragrance is Alexander 3. Now when you first spray this, you're going to get a very manly lavender added along with some spices from the cinnamon. Then in the heart, that's when you pick up on rose. Now the rose in this is barely detectable because the top of the fragrance, it balances it out where the rose plays just like a minor role in the fragrance. Then the base is followed up by oud, amber, sandalwood, and vanilla. Now this is spicy, woody, sweet floral that I think you will enjoy. And that is Alexander 3. Now at the number 4 spot, this is a fragrance that the notes are very minimal. To me, it's a very elegant scent, very unique fragrance, and that fragrance is Apollonia. Now I know a lot of you guys won't rank this high, but I love this stuff. Now at the top of the fragrance, it consists of white blossom, but really that consists of magnolia. A lot of people say they pick up on jasmine in this, but to me that's no jasmine. I think some people look at reviews of others and then start picking out the notes that they say they pick up. But if you smell different fragrances, that magnolia is the main focus on the fragrance, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Then in the heart, you pick up on orris, that makes it powdery, and then the base you pick up on musk. But to my nose, I also pick up on cedar that adds a kind of like a sharpness to it. But it's a very unique fragrance, one I've received plenty of compliments wearing it, and that is Apollo. Now coming in next, this is from the Alexandra line. This is Alexandra Oriental. Now when this first open up, you're gonna get some of that green apple that adds some sweet fruitness to the opening. You're also gonna get some basil that adds some spice. Followed in the heart, that consists of rose and more spices for the coriander. Then in the base, you get amber, oud, and sandalwood with a tiny bit of musk that's in the background. Now this is woody, sweet, creamy, a leather floral, very unique that I think you would like. Coming up next is from the Cosmopolitan line. I know a lot of people I know ask me to wear this fragrance. They love the smell of this fragrance. I'm telling you, it's one, if you haven't got your hands on, it's one I think you should pick up. That is 1888 from the Cosmopolitan line. And when you first spray this, you're gonna get that carnation that almost give it like a clove note. Then you get some of that coriander. Then in the heart, that's when it really becomes a love for me. That's when you pick up on that yin yang. I know banana don't have a smell, but you kind of get the banana vibe, like a banana sweetness. Then the base is left with amber, patchouli, and sandalwood. Now this is sweet, spicy, creamy floral. That, man, I'm telling you, I love this stuff. It kind of give it like a very gentleman feel that make you feel like you just need to be dressed up, very elegant, very classy. And that is 1888. Now coming up next is one I think you all are waiting for, and it's gonna surprise a lot of you, but to me, it's my favorite. It might not be yours. All of these are my opinion, so take them for what it's worth. And coming in at #1 spot, and that is Dos Amalfi. Now on my skin, when I first spray this, I pick up on that quince. On my skin, I pick up on pine that makes it very green, almost spicy. Also followed by cardamom that plays a little minor role in it that takes away a lot of that sweetness and balance it out. In the heart, you get some of that clove that adds more spice. Then in the base is followed by amber, musk, a little cedar wood, and some sweetness from the vanilla. Now just imagine juicy fruit bubble gum with some spices from the clove, and there's something in it that's make it very elegant, very smooth, almost rich, along with that green from that pine that I'm picking up. This is fruity, also being spicy, sweet, a little creamy, and to me it's a gourmand. To me it has enough green, enough spices, the balance of sweetness that to me make this my overall #1 fragrance, and that is Dos Amalfi from the Cosmopolitan line. Watch this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, find anything useful, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.